Hi everyone, my name is Yossi and I want to show you today how to use the knowledge base construction app using the Spike searcher over PubMed. And I'm going to give you an example with a new knowledge base for surgeries and surgical tools in cancer. And also I want to add some relations to biomaterials and see if we can find anything new and interesting. So this is definitely not my expertise, surgeries, and usually working on biomaterials, nanomaterials, and cancer. And now we're going to use the app to explore this topic. Okay, so first, after we chose the topic, we want to extract lists and capture entities and in different classes. So we're going to have surgical tools, surgical procedures, and different cancers related to themselves and to biomaterials. So first, I'm going to give you an example on how to extract or capture words or entities related to surgical tools. So let's give you an example. So this is called structural equivalence, and in this way we capture. We write this. Something is surgical tool. Let's start with tools. I actually already did a list and cleaned it. I'm just going to show you an example or a short explanation on how to form a list. So this actually sentence structured by something is a surgical tool. The dollar is whatever word needs to be fixed. And you see that we actually capture a lot of meaningful stuff. Like ultrasonic aspirator is a surgical tool, silicone oil is a valuable surgical tool, etc., etc. So we have to go here and actually choose the things that are actual surgical tools. And even if you're not an expert, you can see in English it says CAOS for total knee arthroplasty is an emergent surgical tool. Yes, so all of these entities or words are interesting surgical tools. So what you do is you choose the things that make sense, you go over it. ICG is therefore a useful tool, and this is, you go on, and then you do send selected to a new list, and you call it surgical tool. So I actually already made a clean list, and this is just an example. Now what we want to do, if you want to add the list, you can do a surgical instrument. And you can add to the list all the surgical instruments, okay? The Patro tip is the only surgical instrument for this technique. So now we have new additional entities, okay? And you can add selected to the list of surgical tool. And now we have a partial list of surgical tools which you can edit. And okay, you don't need all kind of, you can clean it up. Intraoperative endoscopy, etc. Maybe this should be like that. And then this is a partial list. I actually made already a list and cleaned it up. Okay, surgical tools 1. And we can do the same thing for something is surgical procedure. Okay, something is surgical procedure. And now we're going to get a list in the capture of surgical procedures. Okay. And you can do it in the same way. And as I did, choose the surgical procedures whatever makes sense, and you read. Of course, it is not a surgical procedure, okay? This is a wrong capture, but there's a lot of good captures here that are definitely surgical procedure, okay? Something is a complex surgical procedure. Something is a safe surgical procedure, and this is how we create the list. So I already have lists of um, surgical tools, surgical procedures. We also have a list of FDA drugs, list of cancer types, and list of biomaterials. Okay, so this we don't need. This is just for the demonstration. Okay, so after we have a list, I'm going to go to the app, the knowledge-based construction app, and I'm going to create a new project, and I'm going to call it surgery cancer. Actually, oh, cancer. Actually, I hope it works. Surgical procedures. Okay, and first we're going to do it private, and we create a new. This is surgeries and surgical tools for cancers, for different cancer types. Contacts. Oops, what happened? Okay. Okay, put the email, you create, and now, okay, so now we stop. So first we have to do, we have to add relations. So we're gonna have entities type 1, and we're gonna do tools, related, used, procedures, tools and procedures, tools related to procedures. We have this relation, and we're going to go to annotate. And here we have to add the spike entry, spike URL for this relation. So we're going to do a Boolean pattern, and we're going to do arg1, and we're going to choose tools related tools related to procedures. And I want to filter out anything that is not related to cancer. So we're going to do in the filter, we want to have cancer in the abstract, at least one time appearing in the abstract. So first I'm going to just test it and see that we have hits and we have and it makes sense and it works. The utility of harmonic scalpel and neck dissection. Yes. And we know that it's filtered that we have the word cancer in the abstract, so it's in the right context at least. Okay, we can have table view and see that we have all these entities related. Here we have the surgical procedure. Here we have, oh, what we didn't do, so what we need to do is arg2. So we have arg1, argument 1, and argument 2. These are the two types. Okay, it makes sense. And now we're going to copy the URL. Here we do the copy. We go here to the spike and we paste it. We add the spike URL as a query, and then we run the query. Okay, and now we can annotate. We can see if it makes sense. Okay, if you can read one by one, and because we don't have time now, to go over one by one. What we're going to do is accept everything and then delete after exploration. Um, okay, so I'm going to approve all the relations. Um, Here we're going to do approve 20 at a time. Okay, we have a lot of relations. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit until this number changes. Make sure. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Here we see the tools and here the procedure. Okay, so now we have annotated the first relation. Now you can already see that we have tools and procedures, and we can see the links of the tools and procedures. Okay, now we want to relate it to cancer. So we're going to go to annotate, and we're going to add relations, and we want procedures that are related to cancer. Okay, so now we created a new relation, procedures in cancer, and now I'm going to go to the spike, and here I actually, okay, so let's write it from the start. ARG1 is going to be, it have to be in the right order, would be procedures, surgical procedures, and ARG2 is going to be cancer. So we have a, and then we're going to run it. It looks reasonable. Um, and we're going to copy the URL and paste it here. And I'm going to add the query and we're going to run it. And sometimes it takes some time. We have many examples. Let's do 20 per page. And again, because of time, we're going to accept everything and then remove and clean up. You can go on annotate one by one, or you can first accept everything and then delete whatever is irrelevant. So these are a lot of relations. Okay, so we accepted all of the annotation. We did it blindly, and we're going to go back to that later and annotate. Now, I just want to make sure that everything is related in the proper way. Okay, now we have the tool, the procedure, and the cancer. Okay, and now we actually get an hypothesis. Okay, and we can explore in PubMed, for example, and see this one is non-existent. Okay, let's see if this one is existent. Yes. CO2 laser and total laryngectomy with laryngeal cancer. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to try to relate the tools to the cancer. So for this, We're going to go again to annotate. We're going to add relations. And we're going to write tools. Tools used in cancer. Okay. And we're going to go to Spike, and we're going to do tools here, surgical tools, and here we want to filter surgery or surgical, just to make sure that everything that we have is related to surgery or surgical tools. Let's see what we get. Okay, so it seems that we have a lot of entities, a lot of relations, and let's see if we have here the annotation. We have to choose tools used in cancer. Okay, so we're gonna see that arg1 is tools, arg2 are cancers. Run tools for cancer. Okay. So now again we're gonna do okay, that was a lot. Let's see if we have cancers to tools and tools to procedures. Okay, tools, procedures, cancer, tools, cancer, procedures. Okay, now we can explore a little bit. Tools, start with cancer, then we have a procedure, and then we have the tools. And we can here look at the evidence. Here we have acute myeloid leukemia, and we have neck dissection, and here we can start to annotate and see what makes sense or not. Let's see this. And here we can also do post-processing. We see that colon cancer and colorectal cancer are basically the same thing. And you can join them together with name unit unification. Okay, this is how you do name unification. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add another relation, and this is going to be to um, look at tools um, used biomaterials. Tools and biomaterials. Okay, so now that we have the relation tools used in biomaterials, we're going to go to Spike, and we have tools, and now we're going to do arc2 W biomaterials. And we're going to look for the relationship, and we got the result. We can look at some of the victotomy, and okay, seems reasonable. So I'm going to paste on query. Here we have the tool, here we have the biomaterial, and we have surgery or surgical in the abstract. So we know it's in the context of surgeries. Okay, now we have these. We can go to visualize, and we can start with cancer, procedures, tools, biomaterials. Now we have a disease, surgery, the tool for the surgery, and then a biomaterial that can assist the tool, or the relationship between. See that fibrin glue is studied a lot with different biomaterials. And here you can look at the evidence. So here we have the evidence. Okay, and now it's divided by disease, and we see the relationship. And what we can do also now is study with a CSV, but I'll show that later. First, I want to go to another relationship, and I want to add relations. We're going to do, let's see what we have. We have tools in biomaterials, we have tools in procedures, tools in cancer. What I want to do is procedures and biomaterial. Okay, so let's add a relation. Procedures used biomaterials. Do add. Okay, go to annotate. Now I'm going to go back to Spike, and instead we're going to have tools. We're going to choose procedures. I'm going to go, and this seems to be a big. Okay, we have 1,000 samples. I'm going to go back, paste, and Spike as a query, on query. 600, it's a lot. Okay. Ah,